first one we're going to start with is a single line tree pull. And we're going to use this tree over here.
Okay.
All right. You're going to need a tree strap, your clevis. Now the reason we're putting the strap around here is to protect the tree from the winch line.
Okay.
One of the other things that you never want to do is run the strap or the winch line around something and then hook it back on itself.
Right.
Not only will that damage the tree, but let's say it was a fence post or something you weren't worried about, it'll damage your wire as well.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Just feed that on around. You want to get the strap as low as you can on the base of the tree. This tree should be no problem. There's a lot of strength here, but on a smaller tree, it's that same principle leverage, and you want your strap as low as you can. Okay, go ahead and put it on there. Now, anytime you put a clevis on with a rigging like this, you want to come down finger tight and then back it off a quarter to a half turn, about like that. And the reason for that is under tension, if this rolls forward, it won't over tighten it.
Okay.
All right. Now go ahead and put the winch hook on here. Over. There's another rule is that we call hook up. So you always come up with the hook from the bottom. You hook up.
Okay.
Hook up.
Hook up.
Okay. And the reason for that is if we should have a failure, the hook will have a tendency to go down
Instead of over
instead
the top.
of up and over that way.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't particularly care to have hooks in my system. I'd much rather use just a thimble with a D-ring to D-ring, where I've got a pin and it's secure. This one isn't bad because it's got the little snap in here.
Uh-huh.
It'll keep it on there. There are hooks that lock, and you actually have to push a locking mechanism back here to break them open.
Okay.
Which would be a step up from this.
Okay.
All right, so let's go ahead and put the clutch in. Okay, John, there's one more safety thing that we like to do. We call this a parachute.
Uh-huh.
And it's to put a blanket over the strap like this. The bigger, the heavier the blanket, the better. The idea is to dampen the recoil if this thing should break.
Okay.
And the reason the blanket works so well in a big blanket is when this breaks, the wire tends to want to recoil or coil back up like it was on the original spool. And when it's coming back, it'll catch the folds of the blanket that way. A light jacket on that, it might actually snap right underneath it. Never even be of any value to you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's go ahead and take up the tension on this. So go ahead, wind it in, and stop. Just bump it just a hair. Okay, good. Now lay the controller down. Let's go take a look at this. This is a pretty simple rigging, and all we're looking for is that everything looks good here. Our strap is still in place, and it doesn't look like it's a problem at all.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, in a situation like this, the vehicle there is stuck, and you would get in the vehicle and put it in gear and gently assist the winch pulling itself out. In this case, what I'd like you to do is put this in neutral, set the emergency brake to simulate a little bit of a load,
Okay.
and then we'll have you winch it in a few feet just to see how it goes.
Okay.
Let's go ahead and winch it in.